Create the look of realistic letterboard letters with the use of layer styles. Hi, this is Jennifer Jers from Digital Scrapper, the very best place on the web to find complete and professional instruction for digital scrapbooking. We help you get your stories told. This video is being filmed in Photoshop Elements, but the instructions are exactly the same for Adobe Photoshop except where noted. This tutorial is the second of 2 tutorials on creating letterboards. In order to follow along, you'll need to complete the first tutorial, Letterboard with the Line Tool. If you haven't done that tutorial yet, there's a link for that tutorial on the blog and in the manual. This tutorial picks up where we left off at the end of that tutorial, so make sure you have the completed Letterboard PSD file open and ready to use. Then, in the Layers panel, if any of the 3 phrases from the previous tutorial are visible, click on the visibility icon to hide it now. Now that the workspace is ready, we need to create a letterboard phrase. So in the Layers panel, click on the top phrase layer to make it the active layer. Then in the Layers panel, click on the Create a New Layer icon. Get the horizontal type tool. In the tool options, open the font picker and choose a rounded sans serif font. I'm using Archon Rounded Regular, which can be found for free from fontsquirrel.com. Then set the size to 48, the leading to auto, the tracking to 0, and the alignment to center, and then click on the color chip and choose white for the color. Adobe Photoshop users can find the settings in the manual. On the document, click once in the middle of the frame towards the top end of the frame, about here, and then type a word or phrase. I'm using the words, "Together is my favorite place to be," in all caps. When you're typing, make sure to press the Enter or the Return key on a Mac when needed in order to keep the words within the frame. And then once you're done typing, click the check mark to commit. I also want to make a note here that if you are using a different phrase with more or less words, you may need to increase or decrease the font size in order for the phrase to fit well within the frame. Then in the Layers panel, hold down the Control key in Windows or the Command key on a Mac and click on the thumbnail of the paper clipping mask layer to get a selection outline. Then get the Move tool, and in the tool options, click on the Align Vertical Centers icon and the Align Horizontal Centers icon. Then press Ctrl-D in Windows or Command-D on a Mac to deselect. The next thing we need to do is add our layer styles. So in the menu bar, choose Layer, Layer Style, Style Settings. In the dialog box, set the lighting angle to 120 degrees, then click on Bevel to open the settings. Set the size to 10 pixels and the direction to up, then click directly on the word Drop Shadow to open the settings, and then set the size to 15, the distance to 15, and the opacity to 50%. Then you can click OK to close the Style Settings dialog box. Adobe Photoshop users can refer to the manual for the specific settings for their layer styles. And that's it. How easy is that? Save the DST letterboard document as a layered PSD file with a unique name. Now, anytime you want to create a letterboard with a new phrase, you can open this file and edit the current type layer. Here's a scrapbook page I created where I made my own phrase for my letterboard. My newest nephew, who is about 3 months now, was born with a full head of hair, as you can see here. This full head of hair has stuck straight up from day one, and I don't think I'll ever get over it. His hair and this picture of it was the perfect thing to scrap about using a fun letterboard phrase. If you'd like to learn more about the Type tool, check out my class, Secrets of Terrific Type. You'll find a link to this class as well as a coupon code in the manual that accompanies this video. So that's how you create realistic letterboard letters. I'm Jennifer Jers for Digital Scrapper.